My name is Evans Jagedo Tieno. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Sorry, had been away for a month, but we are back now. Today, I want us to talk about tribalism and tribalism in relation to our Kenyan elections. I made some brief notes here about tribalism. I'll take you through them step by step, just for us to have a deep understanding of tribalism and how it governs our country, Kenya. So, will tribal politics decide Kenya's next general election? I'll say passively yes, not 100% no. Not 100% no. Now, one of the most sensitive and powerful forces in Kenyan politics is the tribe. Tribe plays a major central role in our Kenyan elections. Now, under every cycle of election, the same question returns: Are Kenyans voting for policies or we are voting for tribes? I'll say we are voting based on tribes. We're not voting for policies. But I believe this time round we're going to have a different trajectory. We are having a new crop coming of generation coming into the political sphere. We've been having a lot of political consciousness compared to the past. There's a lot of awakening among the youths. So I'll believe and I want to have assertiveness that the youths will focus on a more electoral policies drive other than an electoral tribal drive. But most important question I still ask is: Will tribe still decides who will lead our country come next year, 2027, or are we slowly moving towards an issue-based politics? Now, let me have this breakdown: the historical roots of tribal politics in Kenya. So, to understand tribal politics in Kenya, we must first understand the history. What is the source? So since the early days of independence, political competition has often been allied with ethnic identities. If you look at from our founding fathers, Jomo Kenyatta, they were more aligned ethnically other than nationalism. However much capitalism took shape, but they were more of ethnic-based development oriented other than nationality oriented. So different communities tend to rally behind different leaders whom they believe represent their interests. And these leaders come from their own communities. Over time, this has created a pattern where elections sometimes feels less like policy debates and more of ethnic mobilization. We don't even care of who has the best policies, who knows what our country needs. We are more of, this man is from our tribe. So much unfortunate. So political alliances often form around communities other than ideological positions. We tend to form political alliances based on community other than the ideology that a given aspiring leader has in mind. So this is why elections are frequently, during elections, we see a lot of coalitions that are being brought together by different ethnic blocks. The second part I'll talk about how tribal voting influences elections. So, large communities often support candidates from their own regions. This makes coalition building extremely important. For example, presidential candidates must bring together support from multiple communities to win national elections. This is why political partnerships between major leaders becomes crucial during campaigns. Leaders like William Ruto and the late Raila Odinga, at least as an example, they have often had to build alliances that cut across communities to compete nationally. So the reality shows that Kenyan elections are not about popularity, but also about strategic ethnic arithmetic. Is tribal politics always negative? I'll say yes. We've witnessed the 2007 general election, so much unfortunate, and it's often criticized. Tribal politics is often criticized, but no cohesive action has been taken about it, even from our leaders. It reflects a really deeper issue and needs to be talked about and addressed. So many communities feel that political power determines access to development. So that's true. That's true. Politics, who gets what, when, and how. So it actually determines. It's perceived, and I can say it's true. Most of the Luo Nyanza region has always been in opposition, so they tend to be slow in achieving development from the national government. So this fear pushes communities to rally behind leaders from their ethnic groups or societies. So tribal policy is not just about identity; it's about security, representation, and development. So much unfortunate as a country. and it's something we are discussing in the 21st century anyway. So, what is the role of youth in changing this pattern? The Gen Z, it's our time, man. What value are we going to do to change this scenario? Our population is growing rapidly. I think we are the majority currently, and we've been connected through education, through social media and urbanization. More so urbanization. We come together in the urban centers. We don't care where you from, where you headed, which tribe are you from. We are all Kenyans. So urbanization has played a major, even education has been impacted a very, very big role. So many young voters interact daily with people from different communities. This exposure may gradually weaken traditional ethnic voting pattern. The coming together, it will weaken the ethnic pattern. So the big question is whether the younger generation will prioritize policies, leadership competence, and economic solution over the tribal loyalty cocoon that has been there ever since. As I finish, what is the future of Kenyan politics? Looking ahead to future elections, I'll say tribal politics will still play a major role, but its influence may slowly decline as voters demand more accountability and better governance. We've had a situation whereby we've had more political awakening. Political consciousness has really risen among the young people. Not all, but it's a good proportionate that is bringing a lot of questionings and a lot of demand from our leaders. So it's a different time. So for us to move forward politically, elections must increasingly focus on policy ideas, economic development, leadership integrity, and national unity. Ultimately, if you achieve that, democracy becomes inevitable. As I conclude, tribal politics has shaped Kenyan elections for decades, but for the future of Kenyan democracy, it may depend on whether voters choose to move beyond ethnic divisions, or they may focus on national priorities. But the question is not whether the tribe exists; it will still exist. The question is, are we going to be policy oriented or tribal oriented as we focus on next year's general election? So what do you think? Can we move beyond the tribal politics? Let me know in the comment section. Once more, I'm Evans Jagedo, and welcome to my political analysis. If you enjoyed this fruitful conversation, feel free to share, subscribe, and leave a comment. Thank you.